As you know from our previous video, we stayed in Mountain View Campground longer than it had been initially planned. So our next stop was shortened to one night. Because on this trip we are towing a car dolly and it takes time and significant effort to place the car on the dolly and hook it up to the RV. We are trying to find overnight stops to be pulled through and long enough to leave the dolly hooked up. Therefore, we changed our next stop from Panther Creek State Park to Rocky Top Campground in Tennessee because it had a long pull-through site and was halfway through to our next destination in West Virginia. So we left on Thursday.
Last Thursday.
So right now it's a 1 week celebration.
1 week, 7 days, almost without issue. Had a little issue with salute. Little issue with the car caddy, but that's okay. Pepper sauce. What they do is they take, I can't remember what kind of peppers they are. What kind of peppers are these?
The serrano peppers.
Serrano
Yes,
peppers.
sir.
So they're serrano peppers and they marinate it in vinegar. And the longer they let it sit in there, the hotter the vinegar gets.
So it's very hot.
No, it's not too bad.
Looks very southern, right, Jeff?
It's very what?
Southern.
Southern?
Southern.
Yeah.
Then arrive at 496 Brewer Lane.
While approaching Rocky Top Campground, we were quite pleased with the nice looking surroundings.
Arriving at 496 Brewer Lane on the left.
And was very surprised with what we saw inside the campground. What you see inside is mostly asphalt and gravel, ugly fence, congested sides, and no space at all to walk dogs. Not inside, not outside.
Nala, stop, Nala.
Now it's fine. Both sides, it's fine. You go just a little bit more. Enough.
Really tight. So a couple who was walking dogs, they were heading there, probably out of the park, because there is no place here to walk a dog. No grass. Interestingly, Rocky Top was one of the campgrounds that Louis and PJ were looking at when searching for a campground to buy. Louis said that they didn't like it because of the location, poor condition, and no views. But we were going to spend only one night there, so we didn't care. It was a mistake. Louis told me, you wanted to be pulled through, so you will be on the bottom of the park, which is not nice.
Yeah,
That's
well, he
true.
was right.
He was right.
Congestion?
The congestion, yeah. Yeah, if they build something there, it will be at least some view on top.
Maybe.
We were very happy that we had only one night there. The next morning started with a big disappointment. The sides and the road were so narrow that we couldn't make our turn out of the side. Couldn't make the turn.
Not a good moving morning.
Okay. And because we could not back up with the dolly hooked, we had to go through the whole process of taking the car off and then putting it back. Well, nothing is easy for us on this trip. Maybe with time?
All that time we just spent redoing was really unnecessary.
It's because of the planning of the sites.
Yeah, let's make sure we can put it in our review.
Unreal.
nevertheless, we were back on the beautiful mountain roads, heading to our next destination, which was going to be our first long-term stop, the whole 7 nights, Bear Mountain Cabins and Campground in West Virginia.
This is the place.
Yes, Bear Mountain Campground.
You know, why do these places make it so freaking difficult? I guess that's the price you pay for being 60 feet long. Or maybe I'm just making this harder than it is.
Bear Mountain Campground has met all our expectations about what RV camping should feel like. It is located in the woods of the beautiful mountain area of West Virginia, very close to the picturesque New River Gorge National Park. The campground is also close to the town of Fayetteville, with all the shopping and dining advantages, but it feels like you're secluded in the woods of a state park. The campground has almost everything we are looking for when choosing campgrounds. Small, quiet, not crowded, very green, with spacious shaded sides. The only drawback is that the majority of sites do not have sewer and no laundry in the campground.
It's a pretty campground, don't you think?
Yeah.
They are in the process of expanding with more sites with sewer, but other than that, it was perfect for us.
Great dinner, honey. You're a magician out here. Morning carpet.
What are you barking at? What are you barking at? You're not allowed to bark here. You will be removed.
Where are we going today, honey?
I think we're going to do hiking in North River Gorge Preserve to see this fabulous North River Gorge Bridge.
Okay.
A lot of activities in the area are centered around the iconic steel arch bridge over the New River and Gorge, which is the longest arch bridge in the Western Hemisphere. As many first-timers, we started exploring the area from Canyon Rim Visitor Center. The view of the bridge is really picturesque there, but it felt too touristy, too many people on a very small spot. So we picked our next hiking trail by the name Bridge Trail, thinking that it will lead us to the best New River Gorge Bridge views. But it took us under the bridge. Huge pillows. It was also quite challenging for us because we were hiking with dogs, one of which was a puppy. A pleasant surprise was coming upon chanterelle mushrooms, which made a great dinner that night. So the next trail We chose according to the reviews on my favorite app, All Trails. It promised something spectacular. However, the trail started pretty boring through the woods and muddy paths.
Marcy, how you doing? How you doing, Marcy?
But somehow we found ourselves, guess where? Yes, on a cliff overlooking the New River Gorge Bridge. It was fantastic.
It's so beautiful. America is gorgeous. Right, Jeff?
Right.
Oh my God. Jeff, this is something.
As I mentioned earlier, Bear Mountain Campground is located near the small town named Fayetteville. Fayetteville was listed once as one of the 2006 top 10 coolest small towns in America, but not sure why. We did explore some dining opportunities there. For lunch, the highest rated was Cathedral Cafe. We tried it. The atmosphere was great. The food was okay, but the service was far from acceptable. The pizza place was our favorite, called Pies and Pin. For sit-down dinner, our favorite was Fire Creek barbecue and steaks. The visit to Daniel Vineyards was very pleasant.
We are not allowed inside with dogs, right? So
I don't know.
We were the only visitors on that day. The whole vineyard was to our disposal.
Who's there? That's my puppy. Puppy number 1. Puppy number 2. Man
Number 3.
No, man
Puppy
number
number
1. The man. The only one.
number 3. This is one of your favorite wines, Sauvignon
Oh,
Blanc.
Sauvignon Blanc, I love. Daniel Vineyards.
It's beautiful here.
Beautiful place. We enjoyed it a lot.
Isn't it beautiful?
We also played golf at Bridgehaven Golf Club. I love to play mountain golf courses. They are usually not very challenging, but have stunning vistas and overlooks. Bridgehaven was no exception. Beautiful views, and had a surprise encounter for us. Just wait.
Hey!
Oh my God.
Hi! Hi! Good horse. Yeah, you're a good boy.
So are you happy that we are leaving, or you would like to stay longer? And actually, it's the longest stay for us.
Yeah.
A lot of things that we're doing for the first time, so this is one of the longest stay for the first time.
Yeah.
7
Well,
nights.
I'll tell you, it was nice. Actually, the last campsite we were only supposed to be there for 3 days. We ended up 5. And now here we're 7. And I like longer because, you know, look what we're going through to set up and tear down. So I'm glad we stayed. We did a lot of things. I really liked the hikes. I really liked the waterfalls. I really liked a lot of things we saw. But, you know, it's time to move on. 7 days is a great stay because I feel rested. We have a day in there to do nothing. And, but it's time to go.
We were leaving West Virginia, but not the Appalachian Mountains yet. Our next destination was Heritage Cove Campground in Saxton, Pennsylvania. See you there!